Good morning, boys and girls, and happy Friday. It's almost the weekend. Anyways, yesterday I really enjoyed traveling all over the place, delivering to you guys yesterday. That was fun. Today's lesson in math is 12-5, and it's called Measuring with Centimeters. And if you see that right there, I wrote the word centimeters as an abbreviation, and you're going to see that, quite a bit here and there. So I just wanted to point that out to you. Remember yesterday when I was talking about the word customary, and I said those are the measurements and units of measure that we use in the United States? Well, today we're using centimeters. Now, we use centimeters in the United States, but they didn't originate from the United States. Centimeters and meters and other words like that come from over in England, over there on the other side. And these are what we call metric. They're called metric measurements, okay? So you might hear somebody say they want you to give them a metric measurement. Well, that's what that means, all right? Okay, so you're going to be working with centimeters today, and I have a few vocabulary words that I want to go over first before we get into our lesson. You're going to see the word estimate come up a lot. You're going to be doing a lot of estimating before you do the actual measurement. So remember, when you estimate, you're making a really good math guess, all right? Width, okay, remember that's how something, comes out from something. And really, boys and girls, just pay attention to, in your book, and look at the way that the arrow is going, and then you'll do the right thing. Length, how long something is. Height, how tall something is. And then you're going to see the word reasonable come up in one of your questions. Reasonable means, is it good? Like if I, let's just do inches, because you've been doing a lot of inches. So if I had a book, let's just say your L book, your literature book at school. You've held that enough. And let's just say that I said that literature book was 3 inches tall. Now, would you say that was a reasonable, estimate? Okay, I hope in your mind that you just said no, because 3 inches, you can look at it on your ruler. 3 inches is right here. There's no way that L book that you held was only this tall. Okay, so I would say no, that was not reasonable. Okay, I messed up. All right, so today, just like with inches, back when you did the very first lesson, you were using those 2 tiles that I gave you inside of your bag. Well, today you're going to need 2 things, and they're both inside that math bag that I gave you. I gave you 2 little cubes. They're like a tan color, okay? They're really little, okay? They look like a block, all right? We call it a cube. So you're going to need both of those, and then you're going to need your ruler. Now this time on your ruler, you're going to flip it, because you're going to be looking at your centimeter measurements. You're not going to be looking at the inches. So make sure you have it flipped to where you see these really teeny small increments. In fact, you should go get one of your little cubes and put it right in, just like me. I have the magnetic one. And if you put that right in between your numbers, it's about 1 centimeter. Another thing we're going to talk about is sometimes the things that you measure are not going to be a perfect centimeter. So there again, in between each centimeter, let me see if I can get close enough. Yep, to where you can see this. So in between each centimeter, there's like a halfway mark, okay? So if something goes past the halfway mark, then it gets closer to this next number. Now, if what you're measuring comes before, like anywhere in here, then you would go down to the lower number, okay? So if it's before the halfway mark, you know, anywhere in here, you go down to the lower number. If it goes to the halfway mark or after it, then you're gonna go to the higher number, okay? Does that make sense? Great. All right, so I want you to watch me, because this is the very first page. They're gonna ask you to get your little cube, centimeter cube, sorry, I said that backwards. And they want you to measure the line on the very first page. So just like you did with your tile, you have to make sure that they're right next to each other, and you want to make sure that you're not leaving any gaps in between, and you also want to make sure that you don't bump it, because if you slide it, then you're going to get, you know, a wrong answer. So watch me. So I'm going to place this first one right at the end. Okay, so that's 1. And then this is the next one, so that's 2. And notice how I put them right up against each other. So then I'm going to drag this down so I don't move it. So now this is 3. And now this is 4. This is 5. That's 6. 7. Oh, that kind of went weird. See how easy it is to make them slip? 8. 9. Whoops. See what I mean? I'm going to start over. If that happens to you, you want to start over. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my gosh, seriously, boys and girls. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, cross your fingers, 10. Okay, so see how I have this little space there? Now I bet, oh, you see that? You see how I can fit almost like a half of another one? Well, that's kind of like when you're measuring, if you can get to at least a half of another one, then you would call it another one. So I'm gonna call this 11. Now, did I do that on purpose? No, I actually just drew my line and I thought, well, let's just see where it ends. Okay, so I'm glad it kind of worked out like that, because you could actually put a half of another one, and as long as you can do half, you call it another one. So I'm going to estimate that, and I'm going to call that 11 centimeters. So I'm going to write it like this, 11 centimeters, okay? All right. So then, let me talk about what they're going to ask you to do. They're going to ask you to estimate first, okay? Now, some of these things your parents may not have. Now, a lot of people have a stapler, okay? So you may just need to ask your parents if they have one. If they don't, then find something else in the house that's about the size of a stapler. And then cross that picture out and either draw it or write it in there. Now, the first thing they want you to do is make an estimate. So you can use your ruler, but you're not gonna, in other words, let me show you what I mean. So if I were going to measure this marker and I were going to make an estimate of it, I'm not gonna put my ruler underneath the marker. I'm gonna look at it, and I'm gonna look at the size of this marker, and then I'm gonna kind of look at like where I think that marker would end up. Now, I'm thinking my marker is about this big, from about here to the number 11. Now that's my guess, that's my estimate. So I would write in my book 11, and then I'm gonna actually go take my ruler, and I'm gonna lay my marker down, and I'm gonna measure it, and I'm gonna see how good I did. And I was close. The real measurement is 12 centimeters. So did I make a good or a reasonable estimate? Yes, I did. I was very close. Now, I'm gonna tell you something else too that's really cool. Remember how on Monday I said from your knuckle to this knuckle is like the size of an inch? And I hope all of you went and took your knuckle and stuck it on your inch ruler and saw. Mine is like almost like perfect, okay? Well, your pinky. Now look at the way I'm holding it. If you take your centimeter ruler and if you stick your pinky right in the middle of two numbers, I bet your pinky will fit just like perfect, okay? So when you're estimating those things on page 718 and 719, and you want to know how many, centimeters long they are as an estimate, you could always use this. So I'm going to show you what I mean. Watch me. 1. Now this is where it gets tricky, because you kind of have to see where your finger like ended. Okay, so 1. Well, actually, watch me. I'm going to do something. Let's see how good I am. 1, 2. Well, I could probably do this if it were not in my hand, but you see how I'm using both fingers? Okay. So actually, watch me. Watch me do it with the line up here. I'm getting creative. Okay, so watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, you see how I did that? Anyways, just, you know what, boys and girls, just kind of play around with it. Measuring is fun, and estimating is fun. You just don't want to get these really weird, like, you would never, if you were looking at your ruler, and you were looking at, oh, okay, I see my marker. I'm going to say that the marker is 25 centimeters long. You would never say that, because 25 is right here. Okay, so no way is a marker from here to here. Okay, that's not reasonable. That's not a good estimate, okay? So, anyways, so that's what you're gonna do on page 718, 719. You're gonna find things, and remember, if you can't find them in your house, just find something else that's about that same size. Let's see. Oh, and then down at the bottom, those are fun. Those are two kids who are making estimates about measurements of things, and they want you to know if those kids made a reasonable estimate, okay? Was their guess a good one? And then on the back, number 9, you're writing a sentence using those two words, centimeters and estimate. Number 10 is fun. Number 11 is also fun. It's about Paul. And then number 12, it's easy. Boys and girls are going to have so much fun today, all right, with this. It's really, really simple, all right? So remember again, make sure that you're not using your inch side. Make sure you flip it, okay? And also, kind of forgot to tell you this too. Oh my goodness. Sometimes, like my edge of my ruler is not where my centimeter begins. You see this little line right here, that's actually the 0, okay? So when you're measuring things with your ruler, you need to make sure that you're lining it up with this line right here, because that's the 0, not the edge of the ruler, okay? Be careful with that one. All right. All right, now, today is Friday, and if you remember, on Fridays, I would always have you get your brain book out, and we would do one of those fun math cards where it's a little strange little story, and I would always let you either write something, draw something, anything you wanted to do in your brain book to figure it out. So, here we go. Listen, and I'm only going to read it once, because, no, I'll read it twice. That way you don't have to keep replaying this video. It goes like this. Joe's Pizza Shop offers 3 different toppings: pepperoni, mushrooms, and olives. You can order a pizza with as much as you want of 1 topping, 2 toppings, or all 3 toppings. What are all the different combinations of pizza toppings that you could order at Joe's Pizza Shop? Okay, one more time. Joe's Pizza Shop offers 3 different toppings: pepperoni, mushrooms, and olives. You can order a pizza with as much as you want of 1 topping, 2 toppings, or all 3 toppings. What are all the different combinations of pizza toppings that you could order at Joe's Pizza Shop? Now I'm going to give you a little hint. Remember, we did one like this, and it was with someone who went into an ice cream shop, and they wanted to order a double. Remember, double means 2. And the flavors were chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. And you guys had to write all the ways somebody could order a ice cream cone. So I'm going to write those. Remember, they could have ordered chocolate, 2 scoops of the same. They could have ordered vanilla, and then they could have ordered strawberry. But remember, they could have put chocolate with vanilla, or they could have put chocolate with strawberry, or they could have put vanilla with strawberry. So Miss Black just did those, but now this one's different because you have 3 toppings, okay? And you can order it either with 1 topping, 2 toppings, or all 3. So have fun with that one today, and we'll be seeing you later with all the answers. All right, bye.